In the nutrient pod, a bald man suddenly woke up clutching a saxophone. Using all his strength, he yanked the tube out of his mouth and took the very first breath of his life. His entire body was covered with tubes, and there was even a port connected to the back of his head. Neo was about to pull it out when he saw something unbelievable. All around him, countless people just like him were floating in nutrient pods, as if the whole place were a giant human farm. Neo was terrified beyond words. His mind was on the verge of completely breaking down. Just then, a mechanical bug arrived to carry out its programmed cleanup task. It clamped onto Neo's neck. And after confirming that the human in front of it had really awakened, it twisted the plug at the back of Neo's head and pulled it out. As the main connector dropped off, all the other tubes detached automatically. Then, like throwing away a piece of trash, the machine dumped Neo out through the waste pipe of the pod. After passing through a long sewer tunnel, Neo fell into a pool of wastewater. Just as he was about to drown, a ship quietly appeared. A mechanical arm reached out from the ship and pulled Neo back from the edge of death. Morpheus and his crew had finally found Neo's real body.
Welcome to the real world.
But after being soaked in the nutrient pod for so long, the muscles throughout Neo's body had already wasted away. The doctor could only cover his neural connection points with fine needles and use tiny electrical pulses to slowly reactivate the muscles that had gone numb. After a full day and night of treatment, Neo's body finally recovered. But the scars left behind by the machine's control could never truly be erased. Neo knew very well that he could never go back to his old world again. Morpheus had once lived in a nutrient pod just like Neo. He was one of the first to wake up and learn the truth about the world as it had become. Now he was going to tell Neo that truth. The place they were in now was the real world. But it was not the year 1999 that Neo once knew. It was around the year 2199. There was no sunlight here, and no freedom. There was only endless darkness and a ruined wasteland. And it all began in the 22nd century. It was the age when human civilization advanced the fastest, but it was also the beginning of its downfall. An extraordinary consciousness gave rise to the awakening of a new race. In the desert, they built a homeland of their own, and that race was the artificial intelligence created by humans themselves. Little by little, humans began to feel threatened, and fear started to grow. So war broke out. To win, humans recklessly polluted the environment, turning the entire sky black, hoping to wipe out the machines that depended on solar power. But in the end, humans were the ones forced to suffer the consequences of what they had done. Even Morpheus could only sigh and say,
Fate, it seems, is not without a sense of irony.